On this episode, we fix all the that broke from previous episodes.
It's a long list.
We're going to fix up the rear suspension on Aussie's Hilux. Up at Kenda, we chucked a GoPro underneath the Mazda and underneath the Hilux to see exactly what was going on. The Mazda is working. It does this. We don't actually have to wait with the power of editing.
Oh, cool.
Yeah.
And the Hilux does this. That was riveting.
Yes. So we're going to pull the rear suspension apart of the Hilux and have a look and see what's going on. Something's binding up, not allowing it to separate because all the angles are there and should, in theory, work. But as you just saw, they don't.
I blame the driver.
No, I have already blamed the driver. He lets the button off too fast. Those are the hands of the cabinet maker. I want to see the bush, so
So we need to split that?
yeah, pretty much. Put down or what? Yeah, look at that. It's not going to stay like that.
It's going to break someone's stones.
I had steel caps on, so it won't be mine.
View, all you like, master.
Yes, so it is. It is as I expected. This shank needs to stick out past the end of that bush by a fly so that it's not binding on these. I can't see. So that it's not.
Stay still.
Will it? Not even close. So what's happening? Is when you do this up, it's squeezing the ears of the spring mount onto the side of this bush. It's clamping on that bush, which is stopping that bush from being able to move freely.
So you're telling me that crushes down onto that ledge?
Yes.
Right.
When you do that up tight,
Yep.
well, it doesn't at the moment, which is why that's proud. It's crushing onto
That tube.
That
onto the
tube.
alley tube.
which is making the eye not work. Normally, that would do up hard up against that shank with factory bushes.
Yep.
But they've been spread to get your Caltrax to fit in there. 0. Try that again. Push it all the way home. No? Okay, 5.7. 5.7, so 6 mil. We'll give you a quarter of a mil proud. So it's 14 mil ID, 14 mil clearance, 18 mil OD, 6 mil by 2.
100%?
Yep.
Let me phone a friend. So all you're telling me is I've just got to slip that bush that we get made over that and do that up.
Yep. And then you should be able to, with that leaf should just go
Like a big,
like a bit, yes. So
like a big bong in a locker room. Let's put it back together. Where's your
put
grease
it
at?
back together. It's on
Yeah,
the.
rubber grease. Do you have like proper rubber grease?
Oh, I do, except that your bushes aren't rubber; they're urethane.
Oh.
So that's a completely different grease again, which
What about-
I do not have.
KY jelly? Not needed. Where I come from,
You just spit on it.
that's good to go, baby.
Don't do this at home, but this is what we have. Good enough for a cabinet maker.
No, it's moist.
I don't get why you wouldn't just bring the grease over.
I don't plan on using a 3 kilo tub.
Well, that's all right because it's almost empty.
Look at that ended.
That's how they're supposed to move.
Huh.
Well, they're my good pants.
These are John Ho's pants. We'll just get
No, they're my courtesy bus to the pub pants.
We've all got them.
Does it still move nicely?
It moves way better than before.
Oh, yeah. Not as good as a slider, though. It's not a lot of use looping that up because they ain't going to work on it.
Every time I struggle putting something in a hole, I lube it, mate, and it goes in. You wanna...
Put it through the hole so that I can let go of it, would you?
I can't see, mate.
That's good enough for me. Why is it so hard? Did you not go high enough? No. It's hard to fly like an eagle when you're working with turkeys. Is that how it goes?
You've been watching too much YouTube, mate.
You gotta go back and down.
Thanks, man.
That's alright. Yeah, that's alright. They move. I actually don't understand why the Hilux is as fast as what it is.
Maybe it's just a highly skilled driver.
The Hilux is not turned all the way up.
Can I
We only
also
run like
mention...
what, 22 pound or something at the 8?
Yeah, whatever.
Pretty sure we're running like 22 pound. Like it's tuned to 33. So 22 pound. Did we do that on the weekend?
What was that last pull you did? Was like 500 something. I don't know if we looked. I think
14, I think.
you pulled all the power out of it to give it to me to take home.
Yeah, that does sound like something I would do. Actually, what I didn't do is turn the nitrous off. So if you turn that switch on, it's all the nitrous all the time.
Yeah, but I'll turn the bottle off.
Yeah, that's all right. No, but anyways, your car, 22, I think 22 pound is about the max we've run on the 8th mile, and it has, when it's hooked, run 640, 650 pretty consistently.
Yeah.
Matt's car, and we can turn it up to 30 to make 700, right? Matt's car, 14 pound is 700. Matt's car has run 14 pound and has only just run 640. 708 and 733.
All right. Who was the 33?
Anyways, the Hilux is definitely quicker than the Mazda, but it's not that much lighter. It doesn't make sense.
No, you're right. But the Hilux is extremely inconsistent.
Yes, well, we're working on that. This is what happens. This is the panel van all over again. You guys have checked your rear suspension, right? Yeah. And everything's free moving. Yeah. You guys have checked the nitrous on the panel van. It activates, right? Yeah. So up in Mackay, Michael's ute got scrutineered. First time it's actually ever been scrutineered because it's not a tech car, so normally they don't care. They just go, is it registered? Yes, tick and flick. But they looked over it and we didn't have the park neutral switch wired up. It doesn't actually have a factory start relay, and we can't run all the voltage through the ECU, so there's a spot for a start relay, so we'll wire in a start relay, and then we can splice into the ignition barrel and put the ECU in line there to tell it to only start when it's in park or neutral. That is literally marked as starter relay, and there's nothing in it.
And it's not wired.
It doesn't have one. It's just...
What?
Why couldn't they just have it come apart, like, you know, with some bolts or something? Are they going to use these stupid plastic clips? They're going to break. You need to get a 4-pin relay. You need to steal that relay back off Matt, because that's a 5-pin relay that I snapped the 5th pin off to make it fit.
This one?
Yeah, that one.
Oh. How about I just use one of my horn relays that I've got at home?
Yeah, well, because as long as it's a 4-pin relay, yes.
Because
why can't you pull the relay out? I'm a bit worried about your ability. Yeah, look, see, this is industry standard things.
I'm more than happy to run that. That is fine. The
5th pin was snapped off. So yes, I have the starter relay. The starter relay has been wired in. Now I need to
pull the things apart inside.
Yes.
And do inside things.
You can pull the column apart.
I don't know how to do that, but right, let's do it.
Well, all the screws are missing because
you're the only one that's ever pulled that apart, Andrew.
They were missing when I pulled it apart.
No. You're not wiping your hands.
Yeah.
This car was straight from Toyota when you got it.
Oh, yes. Who put the central locking and the alarm that didn't work in?
That was another company that used to work on my car that no longer works on this car.
Oh, well.
That's all good.
Alright, that's the auxiliary. Now I need a DI. Which DIs are free on your tune, Michael? Which ones?
Oh, there's plenty of Ds.
DI 2? Let's go with DI 2.
What's DI stand for?
Digital input.
And what's 2 stand for?
It's the second one.
Number 2? like myself.
1, 2, 3, 4. Fourth one along on the bottom.
Looks clear as mud in there.
It does, doesn't it?
Right.
This doesn't seem like a me job. That's supposed to be up here.
The instructions were from one side of the vehicle to the other side of the vehicle.
Instructions unclear. Click. Good?
Yeah. It's not going to start now.
No, it won't start now. I broke it. Someone needs to plug the soldering iron in for me.
Where is it? Where is it, bud?
To Michael's left.
There, on the ground. Where it belongs. Where everything seems to find its way to the floor.
Universal location of all of Andrew's tools.
I have explained this before. The floor is the biggest shelf in this shed. If you think the floor of the shed is the biggest shelf in the place, leave a comment so that I can prove these guys wrong. What is going on here? Oh, okay.
We cut the wrong wire.
I might have.
Ooh.
No, I didn't.
Bummer.
It's just you've still got alarm wiring in.
Yeah, f that off.
No, I couldn't be bothered. It seems like a you problem.
I do have to pull that kick panel out to access the alarm box.
I'm just going to
But
use...
that was going to happen when I have to pull the carpet out for the roll cage.
Just going to use my
Wire strippers.
wire strippers that are in the top drawer of the toolbox over there to do this. Okay, which one did I say was the auxiliary?
Better than using your teeth. I'm not going to lie, Andrew, I was definitely not listening when you were talking about DIs and AIs and anal and all the rest of it.
That.
Ow!
I hate when that happens, eh?
When you bend over.
No, Michael wouldn't know.
Oh.
When you get like the one core of little strand of wire in your finger.
I feel like this is a non-cabinet making related
Definitely not a
workplace
cabinet
health and safety issue.
The worst thing that happens to a cabinet maker
Is waking up in the morning.
What gear is park?
1.
No.
You mean voltage?
No, I mean what gear is it? They don't use P. It's a
1.
number. I think it's like 12 something. Neutral is 11. Park is 9. So
Did that just start itself?
yeah, because I didn't put an extra condition in yet. Probably should have done that one first.
I vote we leave it at that.
Wrap it up!
Why did the neutral park lockout function not work?
So Link have got the neutral park lockout as only available as a digital input, so you would wire it to a micro switch on the shifter, but we're using an analog input with a linear gear position sensor that gives different voltage for each gear. I have actually struck this problem before. So instead of using their inbuilt starter control function, I'm just writing my own general purpose output. So theoretically now,
Wouldn't we just be able to copy what we did on the Mazda?
did I do it on the Mazda?
It works.
So theoretically, I put my foot on the brake just in case. A6, no output. A6, no output. A6, output, because that's neutral. A6, no output, because that's reverse.
Did someone start the John Deere?
Oh.
I did that on purpose. You're going to ask me what?
So the gear position analog switchy doobie. It does not like when I have my plastic gear stick boot jobby on.
Holy do you need a crayon and some paper?
Just a whiteboard. No, can we put, is it possible to, if I modify one of the Haltech linear
Yes. That's what we.
And I'll do that underneath the car.
That's what I have on the Corona.
Yeah, so I'll do that underneath where it mounts to the gearbox, and we can do away with that jobby. So then I can put the.
It's exactly the same wires, so we just run those wires
Okay.
down to the linear thing.
I just didn't know if it was analog or digital.
That's
or...
what I have on mine, and he's got the Haltech linear sensor on his actual shifter.
Yep. Right, next to what do we do? Just a new one. Nobody likes my Hilux.